High probability trade setup would be easy to spot once you've mastered the single candle order block entry concept. Basically, the single candle order block, also known as SCOB for short, is a unique trading approach that can be used to identify high probability trading opportunities by simply observing specific candlestick patterns. In this video, I will break down what a single candle order block is, how to identify a valid single candle order block, and how you can use them to make precise entry in your trade analysis or trade setup. So let's head to my screen as I uncover the single candle order block concept. So right here, the single candle order block, also known as SCOB, is a powerful tool in your Forex trading journey. The SCOB is a candlestick pattern that is significant on the chart and can be used to determine entry and exit points. Okay, this candle signifies a shift in market momentum and it could indicate a sudden surge in market sentiment. All right, and then you have the opportunity to sell when price pushes higher and mitigates the SCOB handle right here. All right, so you can sell here and then target your profit level. So this is a high probability entry model, guys. Okay, and then moving on, it's also important for you to confirm the single candle order block by properly analyzing the candle before making a trading decision, before making a decision to buy or sell. Okay, so as you all know right here, when price takes out inducement, okay, you need to pay attention to candlestick formation based on single candle order block. All right, and then if price pushes higher, so let's say price pushes higher and mitigates this POI, okay, you don't just sell here directly. You need to wait for a confirmation before you take a decision to sell. And the single candle order block is a high probability entry strategy. So moving on, how can we identify a valid single candle order block, and what are the criteria to follow when marking your valid single candle order block? So firstly, price must tap on your POI, okay? So let's assume we have a POI right here. Price must tap on your POI. Afterwards, you can then look out for a single candle order block, all right? So once you identify the SCOB candle at your POI, then you can go ahead to analyze the SCOB, okay? So the first criteria in identifying a valid SCOB is that the SCOB should take out or sweep the previous candle high, all right, for a downward trend. And then for an upward trend, the SCOB candle should sweep the low, okay? So right here, we can see that this candle swept the high of this candle. Another scenario is, so let's say we have a swing low here, okay? Let's say it's an inducement zone. So your single candle order block as well should sweep the high of the previous string or structure, okay? So either of these, sweeping the high of the previous structure or sweeping the high of the previous candle right here. And then the next criteria is that this SCOB should have a clear imbalance like this. So in this context, unlike the order block concept, the SCOB do not need inducement for you to sell. All right. So once these two criteria are met, then you can go ahead and mark out your SCOB POI like this. Then wait for price to mitigate the SCOB right here. Okay. So once you get your entry here, you can short to the next structure low right here. You can break even or hold to the next profit target. Okay, so guys, moving on to the next example right here. So here in the next example, okay, you can see that we can clearly identify a valid SCOB. So let's quickly proceed to analyze this single candle order block. Right here, we can clearly see that it took out the high of the previous candle. Okay, so the next is to identify a clear imbalance. So right here, as we can see, this candle does not have a clear imbalance, but the third candle has mitigated this zone. All right, so moving on, what are we going to do? The next thing to do is to analyze the second candle after the order block candle to see if it has a clear imbalance. So this is the second candle after our SCOB candle right here. Okay, so having spotted that, then we can go ahead and analyze this candle, seeing that the order block candle has taken out the high of this candle. So the next candle, we need to check if it has a clear imbalance. So right here, guys, you can clearly see that it has a clear imbalance. Okay, so moving on, this is how we are going to mark out our order block zone right here. I'm going to spot it out like this. Okay, so this is going to be our valid order block zone right here. So we are going to sell once price mitigates our single candle order block. All right, so moving on here, you observe that the SCOB POI right here is bigger than this other zone right here. Okay, so how can you manage this? First thing, some traders mark out their SCOB like this, okay, since we use the second candle right here, so they mark it out like this, and then employ their short position, get their entry right here, and then set their stop loss around here. So guys, this is risky to set our stop loss around here. Okay, why? Because our SEOB POI zone covers from here to here, so there's a probability that price can push higher before moving in our direction. Okay, so having understood this, we can now go ahead to be conservative, right? To set our stop loss zone around the high of our SCOB zone. Okay, and then where is our profit target? Our profit target is going to be the next structure low, and then you can break even and hold, because in a downward trend, price ought to make new lows. So as you can see here, we have a bigger stop loss, like I said, compared to the first example we gave. Okay, so how can we refine our entry in this case? All right, so let me take this out. So we can refine our entry right here, and sell price mitigates the 50% of our POI zone right here. Okay, so we can go ahead to get the 50% retracement level around our SEOB zone and sell using the Fibo retracement tool. Okay, so right here we have a high and low here. So this is our 50% retracement level. So wait for price to mitigate this zone, and then we can sell once price mitigates this zone all the way. Okay, so go ahead and set our stop loss just above the high here. Okay, so if you look at this, you observe that we'll be selling at a better price here, and our risk to reward will be better than in the first scenario where we are selling from here. Okay, so guys, if you have been following my signals on the free Telegram community, you will know that my maximum stop loss is 10 pips. And as an SMC trader, you need to learn how to refine your entries to get a favorable risk to reward. Okay, so you can refine your entries to have stop loss ranging from 2 pips, 5 pips, and 10 pips at most to enable you maximize profits on your trades. So this is one way you can refine your entry, and there are other high probability refinement methods which I teach in my mentorship program. All right, so moving on here to the next scenario, guys. We'll quickly analyze our other block. Okay, look at the high of the previous candle and then has a clear imbalance. Okay, so this is valid. I will just quickly go ahead and mark this zone out. All right, so right here we have our other block zone right here. So we are waiting for price to mitigate this zone, and then we go short. Okay, so guys, if you look closely here, we have two POIs right here, unlike in these scenarios. Okay, so right here, where is our next POI? Okay, we have the wick of this candle right here to be our second POI right here. Okay, so guys, this is an advanced theme which I also break down in details. Okay, so having understood this, we're also expecting price can also push higher, mitigate this POI, and then we go short. Price can also mitigate this other POI, and then we go short. So guys, remember, there are conditions that need to be met to validate this wick right here as a valid SEOB POI. Okay, so moving on, I wouldn't want this video to be too lengthy. Let's head to the chart and take a practical look at this concept. All right, so here in the chart, this is the 15-minute chart on the Euro USD pair. Okay, so as you can see, this is the current price chart, although there is no price movement today because it's weekend. All right, so if we look closely, I like to shrink my chart to have an overview of what the price is doing. As you can see, price was bearish. Okay, and then we have some bullish move right there. So moving on, let's see how I took some of the trade setup I shared in my Telegram community, right, using the single candle order block entry model. Okay, so here, like I said, we had the market switch bearish. Okay, so I shared some of the trade setups that I took here with my Telegram community around this zone. So guys, if you're not in the Telegram community, you can check the description box or the comment section to join using the link right there. Okay, so moving on here, let's see how we got involved in this. Okay, this was a very massive impulsive move from the sellers. Okay, so let me quickly take this out so we can get involved in this trade using our bar replay tool. So guys, as you all know, in forex trading, we use the previous to predict the future. Okay, so having identified that our previous structure is bearish, we need to analyze our previous structure to see how we can get involved in this trade. Okay, so let's quickly break down the previous structure to enable make good trading decisions right here. All right, As you can clearly see, price, was trending downward like this. Okay, so if we want to analyze our previous structure, we can clearly see that we have, a break here. We have price creating multiple inducement zones. All right, so let me shrink this. So right here we have our inducement taken out right here. Okay, and then we have price failed to break structure here. All right, so where do we have our actual break of structure? So we have our actual structure break right here. Okay, price did break our structure. So after break of structure, remember we are using the past to predict our future, right? So having identified our break of structure, we have our structure high to be around this one. If price goes above this high, this becomes our change of character. Okay, so let me quickly mark out these structures so that we can have a better understanding. So right here we have our structure low here. Okay, called our structure low because price took out inducement from here. All right, so let me quickly highlight this. This becomes our break of structure. All right, now where is our high? This is our structure high because this is the highest point responsible for the break of structure. So let's quickly mark it out, and this also automatically becomes our change of character zone. Okay, so we have this as a change of character. So after marking out our chalk zone and our break of structure, we can clearly see that price did break our structure here. So after break of structure, next thing to do is to identify our inducement. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and mark out our inducement right here. All right, so as you can see, okay, we have a recent pullback here. All right, that broke our previous low right here. Okay, so if you don't understand a concept on pullbacks, you can watch the video on this channel. Okay, so having identified our inducements, let's quickly mark this out right here. We have a valid inducement sitting here. Okay, so right here we have our inducement. Okay, so having identified our inducement, let me also mark here. This is the previous low that was broken right here. Okay, so where is our POY? We're expecting price to mitigate an unmitigated POY. So right here, as you can see, we have our order flow here. This is our POY. And if we look closely again, you can clearly see that we have our order block right here. All right, okay, so we have a valid order block right there with clear imbalance. So let's proceed. Okay, so after price taking out inducement from here, we're expecting price to push lower, breaking our structure here, but price failed to close below. Okay, instead price closed above here, giving us our internal structure shock. All right, having seen this internal structure shock, okay, it's an indication for a deeper pullback. Okay, so that it's an indication that price wants to mitigate any unmitigated POY around here. Okay, so having understood this, this is not a major change of character right here. Remember, our major change of character is still around here. Okay, so if price beyond this zone, then this is an indication that we are bullish. Market structure is now bullish. All right, but right here is just an internal structure shock. It does not mean that major structure is bullish. It's just an indication that price wants to mitigate an unmitigated POY. So how do we get involved in this internal structure buy setup to mitigate our POY right here? Okay, so first off, after internal structure change of character, next is to identify your inducement zone. Okay, so let's quickly go ahead and mark out the inducement. All right, so right here we have our inducement sitting here. Okay, let's okay that. Okay, so this is our inducement zone here. This is our last pull. So where is our POY? Okay, after price taking out inducement, we're expecting price to mitigate an unmitigated POY somewhere around here. Okay, so if we look closely, you can see that this POY right here has been mitigated by this candle. All right, so everything here has been mitigated right here. Okay, this is an inside bar candle. So what we are expecting, since there is no POY, price may sweep this low and then push higher, or probably sweep this low as well, okay, before pushing higher. So if price sweeps this low, then we can go in using our SCOB right here. But then guys, let's play price forward and see how we can get involved in this trade. Okay, So guys, right here, as you can see, this remains our inducement zone. Okay, so price failed to push lower, all right, like this, to take out inducement, and then probably break our structure. And right here we can clearly see that price did not give us an entry right here. Okay, although I got an early entry right here based on my experience using the sweep entry model, which I also shared in my community, as you can see on your screen. Okay, we bagged lots of profits from here. So guys, ensure you are part of my Telegram community using the link in the description or your comment section. All right, so moving on here, as we can clearly see, we were expecting price to take an inducement here, but price failed to take an inducement. But what happened? Price broke this high, giving us a new inducement zone, right? And then we can also see that after this pullback, we have another valid pullback right here like this. Okay, breaking this high. All right, so let's quickly go ahead and mark out these structures. Okay, so you can have a better understanding. So right here we have our inducement, which is here. All right, it's very small, guys. You need to always watch clearly. So right here our inducement transfers from here, all right, to this zone. Okay, so having marked that our inducement, all right, price actually broke this high. Okay, so you can see price broke the high. This is our previous structural high, all right, not our major structural high. Okay, guys, you can watch the video on market structure to understand how to mark your structures correctly. So having identified our inducement, where is our POI? Okay, where we are looking to buy. So right here we have our POI here. You can clearly see at this point we have our POI right here. Okay, and then we can also refine this. We have a hidden POI here. This is an advanced thing as well. Okay, so we can clearly see that we have a hidden POI which is yet to be mitigated. So at this point, I'm going to play price forward, and we are going to look out for entries. Remember, once price mitigates this zone, okay, once price mitigates this zone, we don't just start buying. All right, we need to wait for extra confirmations like candlestick formations, candlestick patterns to go in on this. And one high probability candlestick pattern is a single candle order block. So let me go ahead and play price forward and see how we can get involved in this trade. Okay, guys, as you can see right here, okay, price did mitigate our POI right here, okay. And then if we look closely, you can also see that price had already mitigated, this other entry, right? So here, as you can see, price has mitigated our zone. We have a valid order block. But guys, I do not recommend you to go in on this trade right here because it is not a high probability entry, all right? Why? We have this as our decisional POI, okay? So this implies that, right, price can push lower. Let's say we have an unmitigated POI around here. For example, okay, I'm not saying there is right now, right? And there is another unmitigated POI right here. Okay, so that means price can break lower to mitigate this zone, okay, before pushing higher. Or price can as well push lower to mitigate the extreme POI right here before buying to break our structure. So if this formation, all right, happened at the extreme POI right here, then you can risk this entry. But since this is a decisional POI where price can likely break and have a deeper pullback, then we need extra confirmations to go in on this trade. Okay, so at this juncture, guys, I need you to pay keen attention. All right, so how do I validate my SCOB? Okay, I would like to see an internal structure chop, all right, before I buy, okay, before utilizing the SCOB entry model, okay. So like I said previously, the way I validate my SCOB is that I would like to see price close above the previous swing high right here, okay. So afterwards, I'll look for my SCOB entry, okay. So if this price was like this, okay, and then I spotted an SCOB around this one, this is going to be my high probability to go long, okay. So right here, we still have our bearish sentiment of lower low, lower high in that progression, okay. So we need a high probability setup. So right here, our previous high is still protected. So going in on this trade at this point is going to be a risky entry. So let's play price forward and see how we can get a high probability entry, okay. So right here, guys, you can see, okay, this is our high that we're expecting price to break. Then we can start looking for how to identify our SCOB to go in on this trade. But as you can see here, guys, you can see that this price swept this high. There is no close above. So this is one wrong thing most traders do. Okay, they see a sweep of a zone or a price rejection to be a valid break. No, guys, this is not a break. So having spotted this, we are now expecting price to break above this high. All right, since there's a sweep of this zone, so we need a break above this high to validate this our change of character. Okay, so let's quickly mark out this zone so that we can also pay keen attention once price closes above this zone. Guys, these are advanced things. All right, so we have our chalk zone now transferred from the previous to this. So guys, as you can see, price did break our chalk zone right here. Okay, we strong close above. So we'll go ahead now and identify a valid SCOB to give us our entry. So clearly, guys, you can see that we have a valid SCOB candle right here. Swept low previous candle has a clear imbalance. Okay. So on that note, guys, you do not need inducements to buy or sell at this zone, like for your entry, unlike in the concept of the other block. Okay. So we will now go ahead and employ our long position. Remember, this is going to be our entry. Once price mitigates this zone, then we can go short. We can go long. Okay. So this is going to be our entry. So where is our stop loss? Yeah, some persons will want to set their stop losses around this zone. This is not totally wrong. But for a safer entry, guys, right, for a safer trade, we can set our stop loss around this zone like this. Okay. So just below it, which is about 5 pips stop loss. Okay. So moving on, where is our profit target? Remember, you need to define your trades. Okay. So you don't get too emotional or get stopped out. So this is a fully unmitigated POI. Remember, this is an internal structure bullish move to mitigate this POI. So this is going to be our target right here. Okay. So we are risking 5 pips to make about 60 pips. All right. So this is a very good risk to reward ratio right there. So let's play price forward and see how this trade plays out. Okay. So guys, remember to apply proper risk management in all your trades. All right. So let me go ahead and play price forward. So right here, guys, as you can see, price did trigger our entry right there. Okay, and we are up in profit. And then moving on, we can also clearly see that we have a break of our structure right here. Let me quickly mark it out. All right. So then if we look closely, guys, you can also see that we have another entry right here. You can also use this model to track your positions. Okay. So right here, guys, as you can see, we have our clear SCOB here. Took out this candle, and then we have a clear imbalance right there. Okay. So having understood this, let me take this out so that we can quickly mark out our SCOB candle right here. All right. So let me take this out. Remember, for your single candle order block, you do not need induce to buy or sell. Okay, so this becomes our next entry. So having identified our SCOB right here, you can buy here directly or refine your entry. Okay, so for refinement purpose, like I have taught you guys from the beginning of this video, once the wicks is more than 50% of the SCOB candle, then you can use the wicks as your POI. Okay, so we can have a better risk to reward. So with that being said, having analyzed our SCOB candle, we can clearly see that the wick is more than 50% of the candle body. Okay, so we can go ahead and then refine our entry like this to the wick. Okay, with it, we can have a better risk to reward. All right, so on that note, let me adjust this. Okay, this was our first entry right here. So guys, at this point, I'm going to add another position other block right for our second entry. So let me plot this position right here. Okay, so this is going to be our entry right here. And then where is our stop loss, guys? Can set the stop loss just below previous right here. Okay, just here. So we are going to set it around this zone. Why? Because everything right here has been mitigated. Okay, you see that this other block right here has been mitigated. Everything right here has been mitigated. Okay, so price may likely not come lower to mitigate any zone. So we have a fair risk around here. Okay, so moving on, where is our profit target? Our profit target remains high. Okay, we do not have any other structure, high except this one here from the left. Remember, we use the past to predict the future. So I'm going to go ahead now and extend this right here. So this is going to be our second position right there. So let's go ahead and play price forward and anticipate that our trade is triggered and runs in profit. All right. So right here at this point, the trade gets to toy with your emotions. Some persons would have exited right here. Okay. So right here, guys, as you can see, price almost hits our final profit target right here. Okay. Like I said previously, this is where it gets to toy with your emotions. Okay. At this point, some traders would have bagged in their profit, some would have exited the trade, and obviously here we can see that we've hit more than 50% of our profit target right here. So you can break even or take profits. Okay. But then if you're looking at to hold this trade up to this zone, remember the market does not just move in one, direction. There are pullbacks where you can even give you an opportunity to buy or sell at a better price, and then you can push higher. So studying the behavior of the markets currently, identifying these pullbacks right here, okay, you can also look for more opportunities to go in on this trade right here, okay. How do we now get involved in this trade? So let's quickly analyze the charts right here, okay? So as we can see here, price did break our previous high right here. So after this break of previous high, where is our inducement? Okay, we can see a valid pullback here, which validates this our inducement zone right here, okay? This is our inducement. So let me quickly mark this out right here. This is our inducement. Okay. So having identified our inducement, so where is our POI? Guys, let me draw your attention to something. All right. I know some persons will be wondering, we have a valid pullback here. This should be our inducement. No, guys, if you look closely, you will realize that this is an inside bar candle right here. Okay. So all these candles, none went above this candle. Okay. So we have our inducement zone. The only valid inducement to be around here. All right. So always train your eyes to be able to identify these inside, but most times they are smart money traps. Okay. So we just have a swing move, like this and this. All right. So there is no pullback around here. Understood? So let's continue. Okay. So if we look closely, guys, we can clearly see that we have an order flow. Remember your order flow before your order block. So we have a valid order flow right here. Okay. So let's quickly highlight this. We have our order flow here. All right. Now everything here has been mitigated. Remember, I just moved our single candle order block that has been mitigated here. So this is the only unmitigated zone right here. Okay. So let's play price forward and see how we can get involved in this trade. And guys, as you can see, we can see internal structures formation right here. Okay. You can also maximize profit trading this internal structure, right, to mitigate your unmitigated POI and ride the train back to this zone right here. Okay. So guys, if you look at your screen, you can see a screenshot of this trade setup that I shared with my community and we bagged some profit. Okay. As you can see, we took this trade from here, okay, down to this zone right here, and we also took the buy just as you can see on your screen. So guys, the sell and buy entries are based on advanced entry concepts which I teach. Okay, there are different entry models and entry confirmations which you need to learn and master to take advantage of more trading opportunities. So for the purpose of this video, we will continue with the single candle order block entry model. Okay, so guys, let's play price forward and see how we can get more entries using the SCOB. So moving on here, guys, as you can see, price did take out inducements from this zone, okay, and then mitigated our POI right here. All right, so we can clearly see price reacting at this zone with this rejection here, and then this is a momentum candle right here. These candles are trading inside bars. Seeing that price are mitigated our POI here to buy, okay, then you can go in on this trade using the advanced entry model that I teach. All right, so like I said previously, different market condition plays out at different times. So right here, we do not have a single candle order block entry model play out here, okay? But since we are looking at the single candle order block, so we'll go ahead with our analysis, okay? So looking here, guys, after price taking out inducement, we are expecting a valid break of structure right here. This is our break of structure zone right here. We're having a break of structure right here. Remember, guys, we're expecting our buy to mitigate our unmitigated zone right here. Okay, so this is how you should follow the price right in real time. Okay, so let's just go ahead and play price forward and see if we have an actual break of structure or a chop right to sell. All right, guys, as you can see here, price, swept a break of structure zone right here, okay? And after this sweep, this indicates that price wants to have a deeper pullback before the buy, all right? So having identified this sweep, where is our inducement? We have our inducement sitting right here, okay? Right, inducement right here. So we're expecting a deeper pullback to mitigate any unmitigated POI. So right here, as you can see, we don't have any POI here. So it's either price sweeps this zone or push lower to sweep this zone. All right, then we can go long. Okay. So this sweep indicates a deeper pullback. So let me go ahead and then play price forward to see, what price actually played out on the chart. So right here, guys, as you can see, price did break our previous high here. All right, we have a sweep again, okay, and then what happens after this sweep? Our inducement transfers from here to here. So having transferred our inducement to this zone, we can clearly see that we now have a valid POY sitting here, okay. We have a valid order block here to get this zone, and then we can also go long. But remember, we have our POY ready to go short, okay. So here we cannot just jump into the buy or sell. We need extra confirmation because this zone is quite tricky, okay. So guys, as you can see, price failed to close above this high, right? Confirming our break of structure, okay? We do not have a valid break of structure because there is no close above. So on that note, our inducement still transfers from here to here, all right? Because this high is technically higher than the previous high, but did not close above the previous high. So our inducement transfers to this zone. So where is our POY? You can clearly see that our unmitigated POY is still around. And if we look closely, guys, price has mitigated our bearish POI, but we cannot just sell here, okay? Because our market structure is still bullish. So we need our market structure to switch to bearish by closing below this zone before we can consider the sell. But then, guys, this buy setup is no longer high probability because price has mitigated our bearish POI where we are looking to go short. So on this note, we do not sell directly, we do not buy directly. We need more extra confluences to go short or long, okay, due to the current price behavior, all right. But then let's play price forward and see how we can get involved in this trade, either to short or to go long. So right here, guys, as you can see, price did mitigate a bullish POI right here, okay, and failed to close below, right, on this zone. Like I said, we don't just go in on this trade right here because price has mitigated our POI, okay. We need extra confirmation. More so, knowing that price has mitigated our bearish POI right here, okay. So this is likely a low probability entry right here. But for us to go in on this trade, we need our extra confirmation. We need price to break our previous structure high right here, okay? So after which we can now identify our SCOB and get in on a high probability. So going on this trade here is not totally wrong, but this is a risky setup, okay? So here you have your aggressive entry. To get a conservative entry, let's go ahead and play price forward to see if price will close above this previous structure high, all right? So right here, we can clearly see that we have a break and close above of our previous high right here. So at this point, we can go ahead now to look for our SCOB to get a high probability entry right here, okay? So if we look closely here, guys, can you spot out our single candle order block? All right here, guys, we can clearly see that we have a single candle order block sitting right here. Has a clear imbalance and took out the low of the previous candle right there, okay. So this is a single candle order block So having identified our SCOB right here, okay, we can now go in on our high probability entry right here, okay. So we can go ahead and set our limit order here. Once price mitigates this zone, then we can go long. Remember, we do not need inducement to go long on this trade, okay. So where is our stop loss target? We are going to just target our previous low right here as our stop target, okay. And then our profit target, our first profit target is going to be this zone. And then remember, we also have our chalk zone right here, okay. Yeah, this is our chalk zone, okay. So we are going to extend it. This is going to be our next profit target. So if price goes above this zone, guys, then we're in for a bullish run, okay. So at this point, right, this is how the structure looks like. So once in a while, you can shrink your chart this way so you can have an overview of what price is actually doing and what you're trading and the current market behavior and all of that, okay. So right here, this is going to be our major profit target. All right, so if price goes beyond this zone, like price breaks above, we have a momentum candle break above, then guys, we are bullish, okay. So our first profit target, like I said, is this high, and then we can now hold and break even to this point. So right here, guys, as you can see, price have mitigated our SCOB. Okay, let's take a clear look at this. So right here, price is mitigate our SCOB and trade our position right here. Okay, but looking at this, guys, you can also add multiple positions. You can stack your trades using the single candle order block. But all you need to do is to apply the same principle. There's our previous high right here, okay? We have our previous high here. So once price close above this high, we identify our SCOB and then we add more positions, all right? So let's play price forward and see how we can also get more positions on this and right trend upward. As we can see, guys, we have a clear break of this high. Where is our SUB? Guys, can you spot it out? Okay, right here, guys, we have a valid SUB here. Okay, this, remember, the other block here has been mitigated by the third candle, so we extend to the second candle, just like in the analogy that I gave in the beginning of this video. So we adjust our other block to the next candle right there, and we have this. Okay, so we'll buy once price mitigates this other block. We can also set our limit order here, right? Once price mitigate this one, then we can go long, okay. So our stop loss is going to be right below our SUB right here, okay. But to be more conservative, right, you can place it below this other zone right here, right. But right here, this is where our stop loss is going to be 5 pips. And then where is our profit target? Our profit target remains our major. Our first profit target is going to be this zone right here, okay. We have this zone, remember, this zone right here, we have this zone here. This is going to be our first profit target, and then we can break even and hold on to this level right here, okay. So with that being said, guys, let's play price forward and see how this plays out. So right here, as you can see, we hit our profit target here, and our chalk zone right here, price did not close above this zone, okay. So we are going to play price forward to see if price above giving us our chalk or give us a bearish behavior to go short. All right, so let's play price forward to enable us take one more example on the SCOB entry model. So right here, as you can see, guys, prices break above our chalk zone right here, okay, right. So at this point, our market structure is now bullish. All right, so we have our chalk. So I believe some persons will get confused. Why is this not our chalk? All right, guys, this is an advanced thing again that I teach. All right, our chalk transferred from here due to the sweep here to this high. Okay, so we do not have a valid chalk around this zone right here. Okay, we need price to close above this sweep because this sweep implies that the chalk zone transfers from here to here. All right, hope you now understand. So moving on, after our chalk, where is our inducement? Where is our POY? So let's quickly move this out right here so you can see clearly, okay. So having identified this, where is our inducement? So right here, as we can see, guys, this is our inducement right here, okay. And then some persons can also mark out this zone as our inducement zone. Guys, this is correct also, okay, but this is a minor inducement right here, okay. So that is also correct. So moving on here, so after identifying our inducements, let me quickly mark this out. Okay, so where is our POY? So we have our order flow right here. Okay, so as we can clearly see, our order flow has been mitigated right here. Okay, so we now extend to our order block right here, guys. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so if we look closely, we see that our other block as well has been mitigated. Okay, so we'll now extend analysis to the second candle. Remember, like in the analogy I gave, so right here we can see that the second candle have a clear imbalance, so our POY would now be this way. Okay, so we're expecting price to push lower after taking an inducement, mitigate this POY, or probably sweep this low and then push higher. The major thing here, guys, is for inducement to be taken out. Sometimes, all right, price may not mitigate your POY. Once inducement has been taken out, you can also get high probability entry. So let's play price forward and see how we can get involved in this trade. Okay, so right here, guys, as you can see, price has taken out inducement from here, but fail to push lower to mitigate our mitigated POI here. Okay, and then right here we can also see some bullish sentiment right here, but we cannot just go in on this trade right here. We need an extra confirmation, right? So to validate this entry using our SUB, we need price to close above this previous high, and then we can go in on this trade using our SUB. Okay, remember, you do not just buy once price mitigates your POI. You need extra confirmation. We have the flip entry, the candlestick pattern, we have the SUB, we have the chalk entry model, and others which I teach. Okay, so moving on here. Okay, let's mark out this high. Once price breaks above this high, then we can go long. All right, the major thing here is that inducement has been taken out from here. Remember, liquidity inducement fuels the market. They act as oxygen in the forex market. So, like I said previously, sometimes price will take out inducement and fail to mitigate your POI. Let's say maybe after this break, all right, in the future you may see price pushing lower, have internal structure chalk and then mitigate this POI to buy. So guys, we cannot question the market. All we need to do is to apply proper risk management and follow the price behavior in real time. Okay, so here if we have a close below this zone, then we have an internal structure chalk to mitigate POI around here. Okay, so these are advanced things which I also teach my mentees. All right, so you can be part of this amazing community and learn the art of profitable trading. So moving on, let's play price forward and see. So right here, as we can see, we see price did close above this zone right here. Okay, so let me just quickly zoom this so you can see this break clearly. All right, so guys, as you can see, we have this here, we have a sweep here, so we have the actual break right here. Okay, so at this point, we can now go ahead and identify our SUB candle. Okay, so right here we have our SUB right here, and clearly we can see, guys, that this SUB candle has been mitigated, so it's invalid. All right, so we'll go ahead to look out for another SUB candle with clear imbalance. So right here we can see we have a valid SUB right here. Okay, with clear imbalance right there. You can see that this candle swept the low of the previous candle and have a clear imbalance. So we are going to go ahead and deploy our long position right here. Okay, can set our limit order here. Once price mitigate this zone, we can go long. Okay, so where is our stop loss? Just below this previous low, or we can set it around this zone, but right here it's still fine. All right, to get a refined entry, we can set it around here. Okay, so moving on here, where is our profit target? So our first profit target is going to be our previous structural high here. Okay, and then moving on, we can get our major profit target around this zone right here. Okay, so this because why is this a break of structure? Because price took out inducement from here, so we have a valid break of structure here, which is our profit target right here. Okay, so let me quickly highlight that out. Yeah, so this is our break of structure zone. So since we are in an upward trend, and in an upward trend we are expecting price to make new highs, that means our resistance here is weak. We are expecting price to break our structure high right here, giving us a new higher high, so we can take our profit target around this zone. Okay, so I'll go ahead now and play price forward. Our risk to reward is amazing. All right, we have a stop loss of 5 pips to bag 51 pips profit. Okay, so let's play price forward and see how this setup plays out for us. Remember, this is a high probability trade setup because our internal structure switched from bearish to bullish right here. Okay, so let's play price forward, guys. So right here, guys, let me quickly draw your attention to something. Okay, let me use this so you can see clearly. Right, so we have price break our previous high right here with body, not with weak, not a weak rejection. We have a close above here. Okay, so having identified these, guys, you can break even at this point or take partials. Okay, so if you have missed out on this trade, if you have missed out on entries right here, right, you can also go in when you identify a valid SCOB around this zone. Okay, so guys, we are not expecting price to come back to mitigate anything here because everything here has been mitigated. All right, let's do a quick analysis to identify a valid SCOB and also see how we can add more position after breaking even or taking partial profits. Okay, so right here, guys, we can clearly see that we have a valid SCOB right here. Okay, guys, I hope you are seeing. Hope you can now identify a valid SCOB. So we have one here. All right, and price is already reacting at this one. So I can go ahead and then add my position right here. And then as usual, my stop loss level is going to be below our SCOB zone right here. Okay, because everything here has been mitigated, and our first profit target again is going to be this high followed by our major zone right here. And remember, in an upward trend we're expecting price to make new highs. Okay, so we can also have the same profit target this zone. All right, so the same right here. Okay, so moving on, guys, remember, when price breaks this zone, you can also break even because price can actually sweep here, push lower to have a deeper pullback. So always observe the behavior of the market and see how you can follow price in real time. Okay, so let's play price forward right here and see what the price have for us. All right, guys, as you can see, we hit our profit targets right here. Okay, right here, our first position and second position did hit our profit target on this trade. So clearly, as you can see, price did hit our profit target and still pushed higher because we are in an upward trend. Okay, and price needs to make new highs. All right, at this point we are not going to be greedy. We can take our profits around this zone. All right, because anything can happen. The forex market is full of uncertainties. So guys, I do not want this video to be too long. I believe I have simplified this powerful and complex concept for you. All right, this single candle order block high probability entry model. So guys, this same thing keeps replicating itself on the chart. All you need to do is to practice and backtest the strategy. Okay, before we call it a wrap, one thing you need to understand, guys, is this: you don't have to trade single candle order block everywhere. Okay, you need to trade single candle order blocks at specific area of interest, valid POIs like inducement zone, decisional POI, your extreme POI, and so on. So you need to combine it with other confluences for better results. Okay, context matters, guys. You need to understand your area of interest or your point of interest to trade your SCOB. Okay, again, guys, don't just click the buy and sell button anywhere you see an SCOB. Ensure it is at your area of interest. In conclusion, the single candle order block is a powerful and viable entry type that can enhance your trading performance. You can backtest this strategy. If you're comfortable with it, then you can go ahead and integrate this single candle order block in your trading strategy. Thank you for watching. I hope you gained value watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into advanced forex trading strategies. I'll see you in the next video. Stay connected to wealth and bye for now.